Welcome. In a moment, you will meet someone who will take you on a mysterious journey from all over the world. From all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
I'm James Hollywood Machikari, and welcome to the Biker Angle. And welcome to the Biker Angle, the 9/26 of 2018 edition. Today, we're going to take on a subject that has a lot of people split. Well, rubs anyway, as I call them. But anyway, if you're on this show, this is not snowflake freaking friendly over here, so you guys know. And it's not politically correct, and there's no bullshit on this show. I'm not going to be dancing and doing pony shows for, you snowflakes out there. So if your feelings get hurt, or you get butt hurt easily, this is not the show or the platform for you. I just got to disclose that right off the bat, especially for the subject today having to do with cops. And a lot out there, and I've noticed it a lot recently, especially on Facebook and some of the social media groups, when that video of the police down in Fort Worth came out, you got maybe 50-60% crying and whining. Well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you got nothing to worry about. You had the one idiot saying that profiling, if it wasn't for that, cops wouldn't know if you're doing anything illegal. Well, of course, I call bullshit, but, hey, if they want to give their freedoms up, that's up to them. But, I get a lot of questions on why I'm so harsh on cops. And me being an open book, I don't believe freaking hiding shit, and I always believe in backing my shit up. That's one thing I'll always do, for one guy who might throw some shit out there, I'll always have the fucking proof to back it up. That's just the way I am. But when it comes to cops, yeah, I got personal reasons for it, but also there's other reasons out there as well in society that you can see why cops ain't liked. So let's take a quick look at this video, just real quick, and then we'll come back for the discussion and also some personal opinions on the stuff as far as my situations that I had with cops.
Are you on medication?
Why would you ask me something like that?
Because you're not answering any of my questions.
So I'm on medication?
I asked you. It's a free country. I could ask you that.
Okay, you're right.
So you're not going to tell me who you are. You're not going to tell me what the problem is. You're not going to identify yourself.
All I asked you was, how do I contact them?
You said you had a complaint. You said my officers are acting in an inappropriate manner. Leave now. Leave now. Leave now. You better keep walking, son, before you get yourself into some trouble.
I'm not doing anything wrong.
Neither am I. It's a free country. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Why don't you get out of my face, man?
I'm not in your face. I'm standing. Sidewalk, free country. One more step towards me, see what happens.
I didn't take a step towards you, man.
Take one more step towards me, see what happens.
There's about 3 or 4 blocks south of the driveway.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out how to file a complaint against an officer.
Where does he work at?
I'm saying if he works at this district. We're trying to file.
I'm asking you a question. Where does he work at? He works here at this district. Just try to answer my question. I think you think this is a big conspiracy.
I'm trying to find out how you file a complaint. That's what I'm asking.
If you think you can walk in here and go straight to the director of Metro-Dade Police without telling me any details, you can't do it. And for some reason, you think that. I don't know why. You think it's a big conspiracy that we're gonna hide some information about what happened to you? I don't know. Is it a traffic ticket? Is it something that a discourtesy complaint? What is it? He stole your lunch money? Did he steal your money? Did he, have sex with your wife? What?
I just want to know how can I go about filing a complaint on the police officer. Where did the incident happen? What street? Saturday night. I'm handling the complaint now. I'm going to take the complaint. Okay. So you got to speak to me so we can discuss this and see what we can do. Speak to me about it. Where did this happen?
Okay, sir.
Leave.
Tell you, sir.
Leave.
I don't.
We don't give you a form.
Where do you live?
I don't really want to say.
You don't want to say?
No.
Where you going? You want to play hardball? We play hardball. I want ID.
For what?
Because I'm asking you for ID right now, that's why.
Here.
Hand it to me.
Here.
Hand it to me.
Here.
Hand it to me.
Are you kidding me?
Hand me your ID.
Here.
I
Sir, he's giving it to you.
Hand me your
Are
ID.
you kidding me?
Hand me your ID.
Is this some...
What are you doing here? This is very
I came to
suspicious.
ask you how to file a complaint.
Right, and this is very suspicious here.
Asking how to file a complaint is
You're doing
suspicious.
Why don't you shut up?
I say this is very suspicious that you could pull in here at this time of night. He comes over
8 o'clock.
You're constantly butting in.
I'm constantly butting in.
Sir, I would like to leave.
I would love it, but he's got your driver's license, so you're just going to have to sit.
So are you detaining us? Okay, could I give you a ticket right now for improper backing?
You can do whatever you want to do, I suppose.
Yeah, that means yes, I guess you're saying, right? And for backing up, correct? Yes?
I was backing up, sir, because I was leaving.
Like, there's no way, like, to just write it down on something. Like,
Well, first of all, why don't you tell me what happened, and I'll tell you if somebody did something wrong to you.
I mean, like, I feel like I know, like, I mean, if somebody did something wrong, you know.
Maybe not. Sometimes people don't. Some people think that we're not allowed to do certain things, and we are. And sometimes, some guys take it overboard, and they're not allowed to do that.
Right.
I don't know what happened.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, like, I don't want to talk.
I tried to help you, but obviously you got a job.
I mean, I don't have...
Now, a lot of us bikers know how cops are. That video was to show a lot of the civilians how the cops really think out there. That was nothing but a bunch of kids trying to, it was an undercover thing from, I think it was CBS 4. I actually got one of the videos because I was emailed the link. And when I seen it, I was like, damn, man, people need to really see this shit. And with the platform that Insane Throttle has, is like, yeah, we're going to get this shit out there. And maybe get civilians to actually think for themselves one of these days instead of buying all the mainstream media crap on how freaking good cops are. Well, I guess, it depends on what mainstream media you're talking about when it comes to cops anyway. But that had to do with some kids going in there and wanting to complain for them against cops. And you notice how freaking, uptight they became. They got defensive. They started throwing threats out there just so you wouldn't file a police report. And it's got a lot more than just those 3 or 4 minutes, whatever we just ran. But, I think every video I'll put more and more of it out there so people can actually see the way it is. Now, one big thing out there is this national anthem protest. Personally, I don't believe in it because, you know what, you're fucking my football games up, man. You're killing my Bears games and all that bullshit with all this politics shit. But there is a point to what's going on out there. And you gotta start seeing both sides of the freaking issue. You gotta put all that racism bullshit away. You gotta separate that bullshit and come together as Americans. Because one thing about the race shit is, cops don't see any fucking color, man. They're assholes all the fucking together, But blacks, Hispanics, and a lot of the minorities have it a lot worse than we do. And there was one comment on Facebook that actually made a lot of fucking sense. And it says, well, now you bikers are starting to experience what we experience every freaking day. And that's pretty truthful right there. Because I know a lot of people out there really don't give a damn unless it's happening to them. But my personal experience with cops now, and the reason why I can't stand them and stand people like Ryan Urlacher or that law-abiding bullshit, is because they're fake. they're totally fake. They're on a power trip. That's the way cops are. Well, you're saying, well, who do you call when you need help? Well, it sure the fuck ain't no cops that I call. But, I know they got a job and shit, and they're there. And there's good cops out there, I guess. But from my personal experiences, it's never been that way. They've always been assholes, jerks, and uptight fucking cocksuckers. Well, like I said, snowflakes, you don't want to be watching this kind of, if it offends you, take your ass out of here. But anyway, and that's the thing with me, is when I was growing up, the neighborhood I grew up in, we knew it was them on one side, us on the other. Now, nowadays with, the modern day thinking and bullshit that it's 2018, it's not like the way it used to be, well, you're giving up some of your security. Especially that one guy, man. I still can't get it. It's the day after I did that fucking video. Him going out there and saying, well, cops need to profile, that way they know if somebody's doing something illegal. Well, why don't you just throw away all your fucking Bill of Rights then, you cock lunch? What are you, fucking stupid? You're going to give it away because you just believe that everybody's freaking legal right there, man. You think the cops are fucking gods. Well, let me tell you, man. Growing up in Chicago, born and raised, bred, been on the streets, neighborhood, the whole damn thing, I can tell you, cops are not all that goddamn fucking gods, man. They're not. And you know what? Being in the first club I was in, I don't know how many goddamn cops were on the fucking payroll, if you know what I mean. So if you think they're all freaking clean cut and all that bullshit, you got a fucking issue. But let me read this thing real quick for you. And after this, there's going to be a video again, maybe like a 10 to 15 second video. And this was by Marissa Shearer. It was posted Thursday at 6:19 p.m. on November 21st, 2013. It's from WIFXR, and this will be going somewhere, so you don't want to miss this. A South Beloit club is fighting to stay open after the city claims the business is a sex club. The owner of the bar says the allegations aren't true. The Emerald Lounge in South Beloit is a very unassuming place. The jewel on the door is the only sign there's anything inside, and what's going on indoors has the city and the club's owner at odds. Quote, this place started out with 6 guys in a garage, and we decided it was time to get out of the garage and open up our own place. The lounge has a few rooms filled with a bar, couches, chairs, a pool table, a dance floor, equipped with a stripper pole. Quote, hey, we're men. That doesn't make us a sexually orientated business. End quote. The owner says it's nothing more than a place for people to hang out, but city employees believe it's a swingers club and want it to shut down. Quote, we don't have a swinger club here. What we do is we throw theme parties that, as you see going around the lodge, if we had a swinger club, we'd have a lot more fun. In letters obtained by 23 News, the city calls the Emerald Lounge a sexually orientated business, citing the stripper pole and a website as evidence, a violation of city zoning codes. Quote, the club, or whatever you want to call it, doesn't sell anything, so it doesn't meet up to the zoning code. Plus, it is within 1,000 feet of residences, and that type of establishment isn't allowed there, said South Beloit Police Chief Dean Dicknut. Quote, we actually fit into their zoning regulations under their private club. That's why we're called the Loyal Order of Emeralds. We actually filled out nonprofit paperwork, said the club owner. As for the website, the city cited its cease and desist order. The owner says that the web page was made by an angry ex-member claiming that the club's actual website makes no mention of swingers. Chief Stagmeyer says officers haven't had any calls to the address. However, he worries something may happen. The type of business can lead to all types of things, drug dealing, violence, especially if you get alcohol involved, said Chief Stegmeyer. The owner of the Emerald Lounge says he is going to fight this. He says it is just a few people who work for the city trying to bully them into shutting it down. In order to get into the club, you have to be a member. The owners didn't want us discussing the requirements, but they do look at age and other few things than the membership fee. $20 a year is $50 for couples and all that shit, blah, 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 according to the website. So, you're probably saying, what the hell does this have to do with anything about cops? Well, I want you to watch the video real quick. And this video, there was a claim that a 70-year-old woman shut the door on the cop and hit the cop. And I want you to see if this door even came close to the cop. And then I'll tell you what's this got to do with the story we're doing. Didn't hit the cop, did it? Well, that's right there was a video that was taken outside my former repair shop in South Beloit. And yeah, the previous story had to do with me. Yes, we ran a freaking private club. We would have all kinds of parties and shit there. But me and the city didn't see eye to eye on a lot of shit. Eventually I moved at other places, in more friendlier confines, if you will. But anyway, that video has to do with them cocksuckers trying to fucking extort me. You know, I wasn't there at the fucking time. But, well, they ended up picking up my fucking mother because they claimed that she hit them with the door. Well, they didn't know I had a video camera up on the freaking top of the building. I didn't say any shit. Yeah, they took her to jail and shit like that. Got her out, and yes, the charges were dropped because the video showed the door didn't come near the motherfucker. But this shows you just how far cops will take a vendetta. Yeah, I did not get along with South Beloit at all with their cops. And now you can see the reason why. They not only went after a business of mine, then they tried this bullshit. So yeah, I got a lot of personal reasons against cops, and I'll always have that shit. I've always grown up hating fucking cops, man, because I seen the way they were. Where I grew up in Melrose, when you see cops taking fucking bribes or doing fucking favors on the street, they're not fucking cops to us. And the ones that do go out there are the ones who have the attitude problems. Just like you seen in the video before. With people just wanting to, fill out a complaint form. They did it undercover. And if you go to your local police department, civilians, go ask them for a complaint form. You got to report something against an officer and see what they do to you. And as you see in later videos that I'm going to put up, 9 times out of 10, that's the way people were treated in that video. And I think there was like 30-something more minutes in that video, and that was only 3 minutes of what you seen. But at the end, they did a statistic thing where they said, yeah, 9 out of 10 acted like assholes like that. So you really got to start seeing, the minority point of view on this. Remember, on Insane Throttle, we do both sides of the story. And the reason why this is finally coming out on the video is because we're all on the internet saying, well, fuck, look what they did to those club members. Well, blacks, Mexicans, all of them fucking face that shit every day, man. And that's something I have seen on the street all the freaking time. As an independent, I'm an independent thinker, man. I don't go one line or another. I always look at the facts, make my mind up at that point. But facts are, man, you go down to the west side, south side, or you go down, shit, even the north side where I'm from, you're up against a fucking car, man. And a lot of times in the first club, or shit, even when I was in the second club, the Pistons, I can remember I wasn't in the car, but my wife was with 2 babies. Next thing you know, she's pulled over. They got guns drawn and shit because of what my name come up as. And they were quick to pull that shit with 2 fucking kids in the car. You get so sick and tired of hearing, well, they're just doing their fucking job. Well, when you have a lot of interaction with them, or you know people who have a lot of interaction with them, and I'm not talking about guys who are doing some shit or getting crime or busted or that. I'm talking about, I was in the tattoo business forever, and in the bar business, so you had to have fucking contact with the cocksuckers. And then they put their nose right up right away to you like you're some kind of piece of fucking shit, or they're God all fucking mighty. No. All they are is a badge and a fucking gun. And the old saying goes, without that badge and gun, they're nothing. You're goddamn right, they're nothing. But next time the issue of, profiling comes up, you might want to think about this, man. You might want to watch that video of them telling your citizens to go fuck themselves, because that's exactly the way they act. They want to act all hard-ass. There's a reason why they're called the Blue Gang. Because they all stick together, always. I don't care who they are, and I don't understand how the hell you would want one in your fucking club. I really don't. I don't care if it's their fucking job. I don't care if that's the way your bylaws say, hey, as long as you're gainfully employed and blah, 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 blah. No. You're doing the whole fucking club scene a disservice. You're making yourself look like a bunch of assholes by taking in cops. Because you know what? It's 2018 right now. You weren't around, probably if you're young, you weren't around in the 70s, 80s, or 90s when these cocksucking motherfuckers were out there killing fucking shit and, busting bikers every time they got a chance. There's a lot of fucking blood, sweat, and tears that these earlier guys went through that now you're shitting on, basically. You're shitting on our history. That's what you're doing. Because you're buying into this bullshit. The worst thing I've ever seen, we talk about this, the national anthem bullshit. And how bad it is about them kneeling and shit. Well, I see some of you fucking bikers with goddamn fucking American flags on your vest with a blue line through it. Really? And you're talking about them kneeling for the fucking anthem, but here you are altering our flag. Here's the fucking deal here, man. It's red and white stripes, not one blue stripe through the motherfucker. You want to honor a fucking pig, do it, make a old patch on yourself, but don't denigrate our fucking American flag, and then you wonder where the minorities get pissed off at you motherfuckers, man. Or they get pissed off at society. Because half the time they're thrown against the fucking car for no damn reason. And you can't go out there and say, well, they bring it out upon themselves. Well, did the club members bring it upon themselves down in Fort Worth, Texas? No. All they did was carry a fucking gun. But in Texas, if you're considered a gang, it's illegal. It was a legal weapon other than they were wearing fucking patches. And you know what, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. But as far as I know, you don't need a goddamn concealed carry down there, man. You just carry the motherfuckers. It's Wild West down in Texas, man. But because they came in and wore them pieces, and they had a cut on, they were considered illegal. Now, hopefully I'm supposed to have an interview on the Madhouse tomorrow with the owner of Wilson's Leather Goods. And this is where this incident happened. That's all the fucking videos you're seeing and shit. So I'm going to be promoting the hell out of Wilson's. You'll see it on HarleyLiberty.com. And give these guys support, because they're the ones who are out there covering the bikers' asses out there during this incident. They got the video out there. They're talking publicly about what the cops did. And they're taking a lot of risk on themselves and their businesses for doing that. And I have experience in that shit, man. When you fucking stand up to the cops, all they want to do is, use their little weasel-ass selves to, get you another way. It might be legal, it might not be illegal. But here's the deal. When it they do bust your ass, then you have to spend all this money just to prove you're fucking innocent. Why, a lot of these states have these laws that cover cops and their fucking activities, unless it's fucking profound, where they're caught red-handed, they get away with everything. So, I want you guys to think about that, with the minorities, with blacks, Mexicans, all that bullshit, man. Next time, and especially if you're a white boy, you know, they call, you know, I've always gone around being called the Peckerwood, but whatever. Think about that, man. Think about what they got to go through before you start getting on that bandwagon and bashing their asses for the national anthem. Personally, I come from a family, military, big time, all the way since this country's, you know, been started. So I don't want nothing fucking with the anthem or the flags. Because I think there's other ways to fucking do shit. But, you know what? You got to think about it from everybody's point of view when it comes to this cop shit, man. And if you're a cop, if you want people to start fucking respecting you, stop being dicks. Stop being like you're God Almighty, because you're not. You know what? I don't know how many times I was in a situation where I told you, take off the badge and gun, let's go for it. And what'd you do? You ran like a little bitch. So, anyway, you know, that's just something to think about. And you clubs that do accept cops, I don't know what to tell you, man. That's some fucked up shit. I don't know how the hell you're going to call them a brother. Especially if you get into some shit. I'll bet you fucking a G-note. If you get into some shit, them assholes will fucking run to their buddies in blue real fucking quick. They'll stand up for their buddies in blue real quick. Because they don't want to lose their pension. They don't want to lose their job. And they sure don't want to go to jail because they'll be used as somebody's fucking ass sponge for fucking 10 to 15 years. So, that's just my thoughts. I just want to get that subject out there. We're going to keep on doing these subjects that are going to make you think, make you debate, raise that, you know, make that blood boil. And get people talking, man, because this is what this country needs, is talking. Especially in the biker community, man. Because, quite honestly, the biker community, y'all fucked up right now. The way you think, the way you acting now, you all fucked up. And I know it's because of the rubs and their way of fucking thinking. You know, it never used to be this way where you are so fucking politically correct in the biker community. Jesus Christ, man. Enough already with the politically correctness. You're fucking bikers. You got 3 things to do. Gas, ass, and grass. That's it. That's the way the shit used to be. You party, didn't give a fuck what the hell anybody else said. And you new kids listening out there, I don't give a fuck what kind of helmet you wear. I don't care what kind of pretty leathers or jackets you're wearing. At least you're fucking riding, man. So have some balls, get out in the community, and get involved. But with that, thanks for buying the book. New Age Biker and Brotherhood's kicking ass out of every fucking subject it is in. Really appreciate it, everybody. And let me know your comments and all that below. And don't forget to subscribe, man, because it's going to get a lot better from here. I'm telling you, these subjects are going to keep on coming.